Here we have a new 2026 Toyota Prius. This one comes in the LE trim level, windshield pearls the paint, and then we have black fabric interior. For the powertrain, we get a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder naturally aspirated hybrid engine made it to an electronically controlled, continuously variable transmission. As we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. Now the lights don't dance like that, that's just how my camera's picking them up. But for this to be the base model, I like that we get the front parking sensors, and I like that you still have a nice sophisticated look. It doesn't look like garbage compared to, let's say, the XLE, XSE, things of that nature. Now down to these wheels, surprisingly, these are 17-inch alloy wheels with wheel covers on them. So they did a really good job making the wheel look like, even the wheel cover look like a wheel. So for this LE, I really like how it just makes it look that futuristic. Passive keyless entry on the front. Then to the door panel here, we have our power mirror controls, power door lock controls, one-touch up and down windows on all 4 doors, rear window lock, and then we have blind spot monitors in the side mirrors, bottle holder there, gas cap release, automatic high beams, windshield de-icer, hood release, and then there's the brightness for the gauge cluster. Trip meter is there. You get a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel, all weather mats, and there's the 6-way manual driver's seat. Now I want to give a big thanks to John Roberts Toyota here in Manchester, Tennessee for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description, but if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. If you're looking to get a pre-owned one, even an older body style, click that third link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out that info as well, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on any pre-owned Prius or whatever vehicle you might be interested in. Now there's my legroom there, so not the best, but the issue here is it's hard to get this seat where I need it to be with the manual. If it had been the power seat, I could probably fit back here a little bit better, but it's just hard to get that where it needs to be. Seat back pocket on the passenger seat, 2 USB-C charge ports down there, and there's a look at the front from back here. We do get the LED reading lights throughout, which is nice. Grab handle here. And then child locks right there. Fuel cap. Now this gets like 50 plus miles per gallon, so very impressive. I'll show you the window sticker here in a minute. But to the back end here, full LED tail lights, and I think that's a nice touch to have on a basically $30,000 car. And there's the look underneath if you're curious. I mean, pretty good storage space here. And then you have a little bit of space. Tire inflator kit there. And your top tethers are on the back of the seats themselves. Now, as we come around to the passenger side, rear passenger side, excuse me, if you want to fold the seat down, push this button in here. You can run longer objects through to the front. Then pretty easy to pop it back into place. And you have your lower anchors here. The rear side airbags. I think it's funny that it says safety first underneath the seat belt. Now to the window sticker, y'all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything, but not too much in terms of options here. $30,973 is that sticker price. And look at that fuel economy, 57 miles city, 56 highway. In terms of per gallon, that's very efficient. Another 6-way manual seat for the front passenger. And then we do have a glove compartment down below, owner's manual and such in there. As we come back around to the front, just a quick look in the engine bay. It's like it heard me coming. And there's that 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. So hybrid engine, so that's why I kind of shut off and cut back on. And that's also how you're able to get 57 miles per gallon in the city with this thing. It's freaking nuts. Before we hop in the driver's seat, there's the blinker. So I like this. It seems to be the soft text wrap steering wheel, so I'm glad it's not the hard vinyl or anything. There's the horn. Now to this 8-inch screen, we do get Experience Drive Connect if you want to set that up. I don't know why the screen is black. It might be how my headlights are on. So we have that. Cloud Nav, Destination Assist, Intelligent Assist. For audio, we get AM, FM, XM, Amazon Music, Apple Music, Bluetooth, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. And then here we have the climate menu. Still hearing something. So the de-icer and the Eco Heat Cool you can set up in the screen. You also have buttons and switches down below for the main climate control. So I'll show you that in a second. And then your general settings are here. You can change your language or units of measurement in there. Energy flow here. So I went through all that. Backup camera guidelines don't follow you, unfortunately, with this being an LE, but you still have the guidelines on the side that show you kind of where you're going. They're not the best, but it's better than nothing. Volume knob, as you saw earlier, you can adjust that here and then click it to mute the audio. Hazards right here. And then single zone automatic climate controls, so temperature, fan speed, fan direction. And then if you want to close the vents off, open them up, AC, and cut the whole system off here. And then 2 USB-C ports. This one goes directly to the radio. Then you have a 12 volt here. Storage, hidden compartment, bottle holders. And then the shifter, hit the brake, pull over for neutral, pulling up for reverse, pulling down for drive, and then while in drive, you can get that engine brake in there. Press P for park. Little storage tray there. And then you do have your drive modes. You can go through Eco, Normal, Sport, Custom. You'll get a notification on the screen here for Eco and Sport. And then you can see in front of you, it shows you there as well. But EV mode, brake hold, electronic parking brake, pull up to engage to the brake, press down to disengage. Again, traction control there. With center console cubby space, 2 USB-C charge ports. And there's a look at the back seat from up here. Lights there. Vanity mirror. Now back to the steering wheel. Left side stock, blinkers, high beams. You can toggle the low beams there. And then you have intermittent wipers on this right stalk. One time off, intermittent low, high. You can adjust that intermittent frequency here. And then to the steering wheel itself, Bluetooth button, volume, voice recognition. These 4 arrows and this back button control the gauge cluster in front of you here. So you can change what's shown there. Go through your sub menus. You can see your tire pressure monitors, energy monitors, and then within your settings, you can change your meter settings here if you want to change the language or units within this menu instead of going through the radio. And then over here, audio sources, presets or track lists, you can go through that. And then with Safety Sense 3.0, we get the driving support system. So you can toggle between adaptive and regular cruise here. When in adaptive, you can adjust the gap here, set your speed, lane keeping. When everything is on, you activate the driving support system, which is the adaptive cruise and lane centering, by pushing this button. Your push button starts here. Finally, here's the key fob. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Prius LE out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Prius LE, Pickup's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's as good as the plug-in, but also I'm not in sport mode, so in the eco mode there, that's pretty sufficient. Sport mode livens it up quite a bit in terms of the boost you get from the electric motors, and then sport takes it up to that top tier level. I'm gonna leave it in eco for now, because this is how you're gonna drive it if you want to get that close to 60 miles per gallon in the city. Now, in terms of the ride quality, decent sound acoustics in here, not overly loud, and you can hear a lot more than you probably would because the engine is so quiet and you're going between basically the EV mode, the gas mode, the regen, and all of that. So I'm gonna pull up this energy flow while I'm thinking of it. And if you want to, you can kind of keep your eye on how everything's moving. And then you can put in that engine braking mode. And that makes it interesting as well. So I can give it throttle here. And then when I let off, you can hear it kind of running there. But I mean, the car itself, it's very, I don't feel like it's as minimalistic as it was when it first came out. I feel like you have a more traditional screen here, more traditional setup, or maybe that's just how quirky the Prius felt in the early 2000s, late 90s when it came out. But now it's almost like it's just keeping up with everybody else. So it's a very nice interior, especially for this to be the base model. Now, the gauge cluster is still hidden by the steering wheel, but quick fix is just to pull it down. But my longer legs don't really like that, but it does allow you to see everything a lot better. I need my steering wheels usually to be all the way up and all the way in so I can fit my longer legs in here. But even with the seat, I mean, the wheel's all the way in, but even with the wheel all the way down, I can still kind of keep my legs out here. Now, one thing, it's crazy just how we've changed over the years. I don't know what it is, but when I'm in a car with a leather or a Softex, leatherette, whatever steering wheel, I'm always complaining about not having a heated steering wheel because I don't know if it's me getting older or the winters are getting colder in Tennessee or what, but I just feel like it's a necessity almost. I used to think that heated seats were like, oh, you gotta have heated seats, but cool seats aren't really necessary. Now I'm like, I don't even need heated or cooled seats, but I need a heated steering wheel. Kind of a fun fact, I was driving a Z06 the other day. It was like a 25, I think. And it was a 1LZ, no heated cooled seats, but it had a heated steering wheel. And I was thinking, you know, that's getting your priorities in check. I'd rather have a heated steering wheel than anything else, so. But anyways, it's just it's a nice interior for it to be, again, so minimalistic. I like the screen here. I prefer the bigger screen in the Prius, but this 8-inch is fine, but the gloss black, I feel like it's just taking up room where the 14-inch would just sit there with nothing around it. Now, even in eco mode, this comes out of corners very nicely, very swiftly, which I appreciate. But I'm gonna put her into sport mode now. And this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Here we go. Monica. I mean, that was actually pretty good. But a huge thanks to John Roberts Toyota here in Manchester, Tennessee for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. If you're trying to get an older body style or maybe one of these a few years older, click that third link down below. Takes just a minute again to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get to the best price on a pre-owned one of these or any used car you might be in the market for. Now this is it's a great car because it's so practical. The space in here is relatively good for a car this size, relatively comfortable driving it. And I mean, you're getting 56, 57 miles per gallon. So saves a ton of money. And then when you kind of have the reliability track record of these cars to back it up, you can see yourself driving this for 500,000-600,000 miles. You probably had to fill up the tank 10 times. I'm joking, but you know. But the driving support system here is great. The overall just package you get here is phenomenal for the money. Push button start, single zone climate controls, the standard Toyota safety sense, windshield de-icer, blind spot monitors. And it's just it's an easy car to get the hang of. Not hard to drive at all. It's actually kind of fun. And it has power too. Because you have the electric motors, because you have a 2-liter inline 4 pushing a car that's not really all that big, you're able to get up to speed pretty nicely. You're able to accelerate nicely. And without having the shift points, that helps as well. But this is one of those cars that's just been great since it's been out because of how efficient it is, because of the synergy system here. It's just, it's a knockout the park in 2026. So this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Toyota Prius in the LE trim level.